co-ACC Player of the Year. One to keep your eye on in this match. This is a 3 out of 5 set match. First 4 sets would go to 25 win by 2. If we get to a 5th, it's to 15 win by 2. And the opening attack is touched by Louisville. So that is a kill for Jaya Johnson and the Blue Jays.
And you see Kendra Waite starting off Creighton's offense, trying to get the middles established.
Kendra Waite assisted on every kill yesterday in the opening set. That would be like a point guard in basketball getting an assist on every basket. That's how crucial she is to the Creighton passing. Out of the middle, that is attack, saved by Waite. Looper. Nor assist. Dug in the back by DeBeer. And that is absolutely perfectly placed by Nora Sis. And Nora Sis, one to keep your eye on in this match. High flying senior. And back to serve is Ava Martin. She's one of their outsides. Excellent server. Looper bumps it over and it works.
You see in that rotation, Ava Martin for Creighton is going after Anna DeBeer in that area 1 space. Anna DeBeer trying to hone in on her passing and set up the offense for Louisville.
Elena Scott, one of the top liberos in the country. The libero has the different colored jersey on. They stay in the back row and strictly pass. Scott getting a dig, overpass. Kong got a piece of it, and now will attack. Pegron Kong out of the middle, sides out for Louisville.
And Sam, we talked earlier before this match, what's going to be the difference between these two teams? And right now we're seeing that the middle production, that first tempo offense, is what's going to be key.
Tied at 2 here in the opening set. Waite puts up the set, and it is hit out of bounds by Reinhardt. That's the middle for the Creighton Blue Jays, one of their middles. And so nice serving run here by Elena Scott. Scott had an ace yesterday in the win over University of Northern Iowa. They were here playing along with Rice this weekend. 4 teams played a little invitational. Robbins on the right side terminates.
We're going to talk a little bit more about the new offense that we're seeing out of Louisville in this 6-2 offensive system. You see Reese Robbins on that right pin, just take that angle right down the seam of the block.
Robbins a real crowd favorite here in Louisville as well. Another good serve from Scott. Sis attacks, and she is stuck. Robbins and Kong say not in our house. 5 straight points for the Cardinals. Nice serving run here by Elena Scott. And Scott going for the ace in that back corner, pushed it out. But a good job by Elena Scott from the service line.
And you talked about it. She was really trying to tag Ava Martin in that line position to have her pass the ball.
Maddie Bilanovic in to serve, the libero for Creighton. Finished up her career with a degree at Penn State and is at Creighton for grad school and pushes that serve a little long as well. Bilanovic played all 4 years at Penn State, went to the regional semis last year in Wisconsin. Again, regional semis in volleyball is like the Sweet 16 in basketball. Regional final in volleyball is like the Elite 8 in basketball. Cabello in to serve. And Getzinger hammers it. Getzinger, a transfer from Kentucky. She was part of the national championship team a couple of years ago. Here it is, Jen.
And Getzinger just gets up, elevates onto the left side of Charity Looper, just positioning that block for Louisville a little bit too far inside, which allowed Getzinger to get that kill.
Brysinger, the lefty, with the serve. Getzinger again, blocked this time. Sis, hit hand, Scott kept it alive. Wow, she's so good.
I like this matchup. You see Maldonado Diaz Good defensive play, but you see Maldonado Diaz and Charity Looper actually switching spots. Normally, Charity Looper is on that left pin, but you're going to see her attack from the right side in this rotation.
Maldonado Diaz, number 6 in red. Looper is number 4 in red, if you want to follow them. That's Looper receiving. Looper attacking, and just missed it. Point Creighton. This Creighton team in the top 10 for the first time since 2019. And that serve short. Kirsten Bernthal-Booth has her team playing 3 matches in 3 days. They played Nebraska last Tuesday, by the way, and they'll have a tough week coming up. But this is where they build their resume. They have been the last 10 times in a row they've won the Big East title, and matches like this boost that tournament resume. They want to host in December. The top 16 seeds in the NCAA tournament in women's volleyball host first and second rounds. Back row attack dug by Scott. DeBeer a little off on that set. Sis. And looks like a net violation on Louisville, and the point will go to Creighton.
Just it's not that it's frantic. The tempo is fast-paced on both sides of the net. You see defense. You see players laying it all out on the court. Just that time, Nayelise Cabello just goes a little bit under the net for Louisville.
There's been a lot of hype around this match all week. This is one that people have been talking about around the country as Kong gets another kill out of the middle. And so certainly you can understand everybody's jacked up to play this match.
The energy, you can feel it in the crowd. Again, top 10 matchup.
Camden Schrand into serves at a couple of aces this year, comes in as a serving specialist for Louisville. Back set to Etzinger. She went down the line and missed it.
Goetzinger, I love that swing from her. It's fast-paced. When she is elevated, all she has to do is whip that ball. She is seeing that line is open and really trying to thread that needle.
Have a challenge.
The original decision is ball out. Creighton is challenging a touch on the play.
This is the voice of Carla Bunner. So Kirsten Bernthal-Booth challenging whether that ball was in or out on the attack. And you can be wrong in a volleyball match twice. If you win the challenge, you get to keep it. If we went to an extra 5th set, everybody would get an additional challenge. Here it is again.
This is a better look here. You see Anna DeBeer going up. Elise Goetzinger taking that line shot.
It's worth pointing out that Kirsten Bernthal-Booth rarely challenges if she's not sure. She won 4 of 5 challenges against Nebraska on Tuesday.
This is the best shot. There is no touch on the block for sure. Ball clearly out.
Yeah.
So.
So Kirsten Bernthal-Booth on a hot streak. This might end it, though. We'll hear.
The call is confirmed. Point Louisville.
So just as we thought, and Creighton drops down to just 1 remaining challenge.
And yeah, unfortunately, Coach Bernthal-Booth loses that challenge.
What an amazing coach she has been for this program. She's now president of the AVCA Coaches Association, which is a national group of coaches. Goetzinger makes up for that last miss, tooling the block.
And you know what? I love the decision by Kendra Waite to go back to her middle attacker. That's a beautiful pass from Ava Martin. And just to go and set first tempo, kind of rewarding her, Goetzinger, because that was a great slide. She just missed it out the first time.
Olivia Hausman into serve, getting her first action of the season this weekend here at Louisville. DeBeer, plenty of room. That's like a dunk in basketball. She's not going to miss that.
No, that's like a swing in volleyball. That comes with an insane amount of power. Just really elevating on that left pin, taking that beautiful angle.
Anna DeBeer, not only the ACC Player of the Year last year, but also the Scholar Athlete of the Year as an exercise science major. So many strong academic performances across both sides of the net. Martin with the attack, dug by Scott. Here's DeBeer again. And DeBeer is heating up, Jim.
It's all at the hands of the younger setter, Nayalise Cabello. She does a good job of pushing that ball out.
Back to serve, Sofia Maldonado Diaz. Transferred into the program from Arizona. Martin blocked by Cressy, and next to her was Cabello.
You see here that young freshman setter establishes that block for Louisville and gets rewarded.
So a timeout on the floor. It's been an excellent start to this top 10 battle. Louisville up in the opening set by 4.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
This fall, it's all about denim. So chic. So sleek. It's genius. Obsessed. Only at Old Navy.
Dare to smell Nair like never before. Worship yourself. Nair.
We know Josh Stein.
And we know what he's done to make North Carolina safer.
He cleared the rape kit backlog.
He prosecuted murderers and drug traffickers.
And cracked down on fentanyl.
He's been a strong attorney general.
He'll make it even better, Governor.
This is the NutriBullet Ultra. Intuitive touch interface for blend or pulse. NutriBullet Ultra.
Well, another intense rivalry coming your way on the volleyball court Tuesday night as the Sunshine State rivals, Florida State and Florida, will meet in Exactech Arena down in Gainesville. Coverage begins Tuesday at 7 Eastern on ESPN. Mary Wise, head coach of of Florida, took her team to the national championship. Danny Busboom-Kelly has taken this Louisville team to the national championship. They're the only 2 women head coaches that have done that. A little mistimed jump there.
That's a miscommunication on the side of Louisville. Nayalise Cabello pushes that ball too far away from the net, so they're trying to figure out, especially with Maldonado Diaz coming in that C, trying to figure out who's going to attack that ball.
What's impressed you about Kendra Waite since you've seen her this weekend, Jen?
I mean, it's nothing that has impressed me about, it's just the efficiency that Creighton has established themselves. They're on an upward trajectory as a team, and having their core back, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Well, you told me before the match, Jen, that the middles had to play well, and the team that executed the best from the middle would win. I think Louisville has the advantage in this first set.
Right now, Louisville does have the advantage. You see Kara Cressy being aggressive, not just on the attack, but also on the defense, really making sure that she's finding the ball when she's going up to block.
DeBeer back to serve her second run, and it's an ace. Anna DeBeer ripping the ace, her 9th of the season. DeBeer trying to be a more vocal leader this season. By nature, she is a bit shy, very quiet person, but man, her game speaks very loud. And it is Ava Martin winning that battle up at the net with Robbins.
Smart play by Ava to just go high hands off of Reese Robbins.
Martin is 6'1", has a vertical of 30 inches. Louisville up 15-9. Martin gonna try again. Point Blue Jays.
That's definitely one of the tougher rotations for Creighton. If you notice, Jaya Johnson has to run all the way around to get to the right side of the net. You see her really, really running, trying to get in position. So that, for Louisville, leaves one particular athlete to try to block.
Cressy out in the middle again. And Kara Cressy will rotate out. Louisville uses a 6-2 system, which means they always have 3 attackers up front. Scott serving. And explain the 6-2, Jen, for Louisville, because it is unique. Not a lot of the top teams in the country use it.
Well, as far as the middle blockers, you see Kara Cressy rotating out. That just means that she's being replaced by the libero, who is in the different color jersey, Elena Scott for Louisville. But a 6-2 offense is simply having 2 setters that both play 3 rotations in the back row, meaning you have 6 attackers at all times available at the front row for an aggressive offense.
Gives you more offensive options. Typically teams play with just 1 setter. That's called a 5-1 in volleyball. DeBeer goes to the corner though, he goes out. Point Creighton. Why don't more teams use the 6-2, Jim?
I think it's just a matter of preference for teams. You want to have a consistent flow. So having 1 setter setting all of your attackers is helpful because you understand what set needs to happen for each athlete, but it's just a matter of preference and what you have on your bench.
Well, Kong has had an excellent start to this match. That's her number 10 in red. Pegron Kong, she's from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Cabello, the freshman from just outside Orlando, serving. One of the top recruits coming into this program this year. She was so good, they could not keep her on the bench. That's one of the reasons they went to the 6-2.
And right there, you see Nora Sis get going. Her 2nd kill of the match, having 10 total attacks so far. I'd really love to see her get some momentum going for Creighton.
Again, the set goes to 25, win by 2. And when you get to 20 in the first set, you're in the red zone in volleyball. This is Charity Looper, transfer from UCLA in her 2nd season. And she touches 10-8. Huge vertical. Sis hit it right at Scott. DeBeer, off hands. Doranovic will set Sis. Maldonado Diaz with the kill on the right side.
And that is what you see is an offensive production in a 6-2 offense. You have Maldonado Diaz on that right pin because a lot of out-of-system opportunities go all the way out to that left pin. But Louisville has three attackers that are able at all times.
So Creighton's taking a timeout as they try to recover and not let this set get away from them.
Hi, I'm Steve Ballmer. I spent 34 years growing Microsoft, 10 years owning the LA Clippers basketball team. I love computers, I love data, and I love facts. That's why I started USA Facts, and why we're unveiling a video series on the big issues that impact America. And no, don't worry, I'm not running for office. The more we know, the better voters we can be. So I'll deliver you the facts, straight up, and you make up your own minds.
Hey, you need your eyes checked.
Yeah, things are getting fuzzy.
Then go to America's Best.
Why?
For a comprehensive quality eye exam.
I'll go.
Good call. Get 2 pairs and an eye exam for $79.95 at America's Best.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
Well, here's our Sunday night baseball matchup. Doesn't happen often, but it's the third game of a big 4-game series. We're Monday finale as well. Shohei and Mookie and the Dodgers will take on Marcell Ozuna and the Braves. They're fighting for a National League wild card spot. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Radio. Coverage, though, will begin at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. So what's Creighton got to do better, Jen?
I think Creighton right now, they're in a good rotation. You get a nice solid pass. You've got Getzinger going on that side. And there you go. You get a point when you establish Getzinger on that first tempo offense. She does it beautifully behind the setter, and that connection is just there and available. She's an aggressive middle blocker. Love to see it.
Key piece in Kentucky's spring 2021 national championship, which actually was played in Omaha, which is where Creighton University is located. She has good memories of Omaha. Now gets to go to school there as a biochemistry major. DeBeer hanging in the air, but missed the attack. And another point for Creighton. They're trying to make a run here.
That ball just drifted a little bit too far outside of that antenna for Anna DeBeer to really get a swing at it.
Nora Sis had 5 aces in the match yesterday. Rifles that at Scott. DeBeer attacks. Villanova, her 901st career dig. And that goes out. Point Louisville.
Both Ava Martin and Nora Sis right now somewhat struggling for Creighton. And I think that's why you see that Louisville is up by 5 in this first set. The production from the left pin for Creighton has not been there, but they'll figure it out for sure.
DeBeer. Villanova with another diving dig. Getzinger went over the block. Back row attack from Looper, and that goes out of bounds, but give Getzinger the block.
And you talk about how high Charity Looper jumps.
Yeah.
Now that was an unforced error on the side of Louisville because it was blocked, but Charity Looper was still in the air when she passed that ball over.
Looper, first team All-ACC last year. And that's a kill from the right side by Sofia Maldonado Diaz, an all Pac-12 performer last year. She was one of the most lethal attackers in that conference for Arizona. Wanted to come to a program that had a chance to win a national championship and also wants to play professionally. Louisville has a reputation of developing pro players. Oh, that is hammered straight down by Martin.
And if you get Ava Martin going like that, ripped a ball down the seam of the block, just beautiful execution, nice and simple. You get a power swing like that, get Ava Martin going, it's scary.
Martin was a unanimous All-Big East choice last year. Remember, this Creighton team has the last 2 Big East players of the year. Sis, and this is one of them. Wait. Robbins in the middle. Martin. Wade puts up the set back to Martin. And pressing is Cressy for the block.
What a big block, but the communication was there for Louisville because if you notice, Kara Cressy was actually on the right side instead of in the middle. Reese Robbins and Kara Cressy switching and alternating. That's just communication and great execution.
That is one of the things that you hear when you come to a Louisville match is how much they talk to each other. Wade puts up the set, right side, just a miss by Jaya Johnson. She'd love to have that swing over again.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Kendra Wade gives her another crack at it. You see Jaya Johnson running all the way around behind to get position on that right pin.
Louisville trying to get to a set point. Johnson, you're right, Jen. They went right back to her.
That is one of the reasons why I love Kendra Wade. She has to make sure that although your attackers may have attacked the ball out, she's going to say, I'm going to give it to you again, and you're going to find success.
Wade has assisted on 7 of the 10 kills in this opening set. Louisville has the upper hand. We go to 25, win by 2 in this set. And Looper terminates to give Louisville a set point. Fans on their feet in the KFC Young Center. Wade puts up the set. Johnson trying to keep Creighton in this opening set. Looper again. More assists. Deflected. Robbins. And Robbins. Fun in that first set. Creighton, Jen, I noticed, did not serve as well as they did yesterday against UNI. That was a big difference, I thought, for Creighton. What about you?
I think the serving pressure on both sides was there. It was just the offense and the execution on the side of Louisville that was a little bit higher, especially with Creighton's outside hitters struggling a little bit. Ava Martin and Nora Sis, both of them, again, hitting, struggling on the side, and that is where the heavy production for any team comes at the left pin.
Anna Nabir back to serve. Wade setting Getzinger. Getzinger is dug by Nabir, but it goes out of bounds. Too much power from the arm of Getzinger.
And I would continue to go to Getzinger, especially with that first tempo offense from her. It will just open up the net and provide some seams and a little bit of pressure release for Ava Martin and Nora Sis on that left pin.
Getzinger's leading the match in kills right now. She has 4, both teams. And Looper, just too much on that swing as well. And she sides out right away.
Good decision by Nailise Cabello, Ellie Glock, of moving her away from that left hand a little bit too far in, and Kendra Wade for Creighton could not adjust to that block.
I mean, how about that vertical from Looper? I mean, you touch 10-8, you almost got your arm over the rim of a basketball goal. And Creighton siding out. Nora Sis will go back to serve now. Sis, not only a 2-time All-American on the volleyball court, but an academic All-American as well. A lot of nursing majors in this Creighton program, and that is a very demanding schedule. Sis is one of them. The Creighton team, these are the majors, 3 nursing majors, including master's degrees in nursing. Getzinger's a biochemistry major. What that means is they have a lot of labs and a lot of clinicals they have to go to outside of volleyball. So, for example, they played Nebraska last Tuesday, and then on Wednesday morning, some of them had to be up at 4:30 a.m. for clinicals.
That is the definition of a student athlete. Creighton having tough majors in junior and senior year, having labs, just the epitome of what a student athlete means.
Tied at 3 in the second set. Oh, Creighton did a good job to keep that in play. Maldonado Diaz thunders it through the block.
I like seeing Maldonado Diaz on that left pin. I love how adaptive she is to this Louisville offense. Her and Charity Looper at the front net at the same time. It's a great combination.
Looper back to serve. Targets Martin. Wade will set net. Sis from the back row, and Nora Sis gets a kill. Nora Sis. This was the match she said she was looking forward to most on the entire schedule this year. Remember, Louisville beat Creighton in 5 last year in the NCAA tournament. DeVere blocked, and that'll be Creighton's point.
This is the tough service pressure that you'd like to see from Creighton. Kendra Wade really pressuring Anna DeBeer to pass this ball. Anna DeBeer and Charity Looper both.
Creighton had 9 aces in the win over Rice yesterday. And Kong puts it down for the Louisville point.
And there you see Charity Looper passing a perfect ball, establishing that first tempo, and that could have been a little bit higher for Pagran Kong on that middle, but still executed nonetheless.
Kong with 3 kills on 4 swings, no errors. Tran back into serve for the Cardinals. And Waite, how about that effort? It's going to be Louisville's point, but Waite did everything she could to try to keep that rally alive. What an incredible just human being she is. I mean, her academics, her athletics, she is so accomplished. More on her as we go through the match. She's got some very elite accomplishments. De Beer.
Right through the seam of the block. Anna De Beer goes power. And it could not be handled. That's a beautiful tempo set ball by Nayalis Cabello.
De Beer's numbers have been down a little bit this season, but it's not because she's playing poorly, right?
Absolutely not. Anna De Beer is going to be who she is. She's a phenomenal elite athlete. I think for this system that Louisville is working in, she doesn't have to take all the pressure. But when she gets it, she gets the job done. You see on that left pin by Anna De Beer.
Hey, and hats off to Bilanovic there. I loved her response. That ball was 60 miles an hour, tagged her in the shoulder, and she just popped right back up and said, I'm not hurt. That's
and
what a good libero
perfect
does.
Pass.
Yeah. Here's De Beer again. And De Beer, who does not have to carry as much load this year, today has stepped up, and Louisville right now is in the midst of a 5-0 run. The Cardinals rising to the occasion.
Hey, you need your eyes checked.
Yeah, things are getting fuzzy.
Then go to America's Best.
Why?
For a comprehensive quality eye exam.
I'll go.
Good call. Get 2 pairs and an eye exam for $79.95 at America's Best.
These documents show how Mark Robinson and his wife owned and operated a child care center that endangered kids. Electrical outlets uncovered, at times didn't have heat or electricity, even left babies unattended. You can read more here.
Hey, just pick what you wanna. Hey, gotta pick what you wanna. Hey, just pick what you wanna. Hey, gotta pick what you wanna. Deja vu, gotta pick what you wanna.
Welcome to your Walmart.
What story does your hair tell?
I think it's something very specific that you can change and play with to create different characters to feel like a complete different person. I am so excited to be an ambassador for Schwarzkopf, whose products are amazing.
Cats lose their cool for new Temptations lickable spoons with less mess.
Toxic therapy from your vape.
Why do I feel so anxious?
Try blowing it out of proportion.
Now we talk about this Louisville offense, and it comes at the hand of Anna De Beer. Now, her last season here as a Louisville Cardinals, and she says she's going to be back here in December to make sure that they're playing for a national championship. Right now on the match, she has 6 kills, hitting at a .231.
And De Beer, the co-ACC Player of the Year, 2nd team All-American last year, averaging 2 kills per set coming into the match.
Now you saw her numbers super low considering that Anna De Beer is an elite athlete, but again, this Louisville offense, 6'2", running at phenomenal attackers. Some of that pressure is released off of her, but she's still getting her job done.
Maldonado Diaz dug by Waite. Bilanovic keeps it alive. Here's Martin. De Beer. Bilanovic with an incredible dig. Cressy.
Let's just all take a breath because that was phenomenal play on both sides of the net. Both Creighton and Louisville just going all out, but it is the availability that Kara Cressy provides for her young setter to be up and to get that kill.
I love how you phrase that. Let's all take a breath, because if you're new to watching this sport, You don't get to take a lot of breaths. Something exciting can happen on every play. It's the beauty of the sport, and it is exploding in growth nationally, not only at the collegiate level, but there are now 3 established professional leagues in the U.S. Ava Martin back to serve. Right side, Maldonado Diaz.
Another advantage of the 6-2 offense, and we will say it until we are blue in the face. It provides multiple threats, multiple attacks, and what it does for the opponent is it leaves them and requires them to make a decision, which leaves single block sometimes for every attacker.
Sis, good D by the Cardinals. Sis again, goes over the block. DeVere, and DeVere tools the block. In volleyball, when you hear that phrase, tooling the block, it means the attacker has hit their attack off of the block out of bounds, and they win the point. So DeVere tools the block, and Louisville gets the point. Good serve. Martin from the back row. Wait, setting, and oh wow, Jaya Johnson, she really made the most of that set. It was a little off.
She absolutely made the most of it. She communicated that she wanted the ball, and Kendra Wade says, I heard you, gives it to her. Jaya Johnson working really hard to get that kill for Creighton.
Jaya Johnson, number 6 in white on the front line, redshirted last year and learned so much during that redshirt season, really allowed her an extra year to grow and mature. Service error, Kirsten Bernthal-Booth. She will go to the transfer portal, but she prefers to take athletes in as freshmen and develop them into elite players by the time they're seniors. Ava Martin would fit that category, number 8 in white for Creighton. She's one of their best players. Here's Martin attacking. Looper, dug by Villanova. Sis, hit hands, point Creighton.
That's the set that Nora Sis needs. Not too far away from the net, directly in the path of her attack, and she elevates. You see that tempo is what she needs, elevating at the height of the ball over the block for Creighton.
Creighton has trailed in this set. They're down 1-0. Sis.
Again, you see that ball a little bit too far off of the net, not in her path of attack.
Another point for Louisville. Louisville this year, their only loss to Penn State. Louisville 6-1. 4 of those 6 wins have been by a sweep. Getzinger off a slide. She is blocked. And Louisville starting to extend the lead.
Now, if Creighton gets another pass, you're going to see that Louisville is going to fade a little bit to Getzinger. And that should leave that net open for Nora Sis on a single block there for Creighton. So let's see how it plays out.
Kendra Wade, I was told coming into the weekend, Jen, she never loses a joust. And there's a case in point.
She did not lose that one. She's just an aggressive setter, has a really good presence at the net. I would love to see her take a couple of second ball options over for Creighton to get some points on the board.
Kirsten Bernthal-Booth said she may be the best athlete, period, man or woman, to ever play a sport at Creighton. Scott pursuing that. This has got to go over. Kong sends it. Free ball here for Creighton. And it is dumped by Wade.
I might go and buy a lottery ticket.
I'm going to buy one of her jerseys.
I love to see the aggressiveness. Again, that is what you want to see from a setter. Just being aggressive in the right moments. You see her take that second ball over, get some points on the board for Creighton.
Good serve receive by DeBeer there. That was a heck of a serve from Sis. Creighton recovers. Getzinger off the slide. Man, Getzinger has made quite an impact in this match.
Here we go. You get a couple of runs. Kendra Wade does a good job of executing, taking the ball over at the right time, but then Getzinger on that slide.
Beauty of playing here in Louisville are these fans. They can sense that Creighton's got a little momentum. Martin, dug by Scott. Wait with the set. A little miscommunication there, but Blue Jays survive it. Robbins, and Robbins gets the kill from the right side.
You see the double substitution for Louisville. Cabello coming in as the setter in the back row, and you see Maldonado Diaz rotating in that left front position for her 3 rotations.
That's Cabello serving now, the ACC Freshman of the Week in the opening week of the season. Getzinger off the slide again. How can Louisville stop that? Because it seems unstoppable right now.
The reason that is executed so well is because of Kendra Wade. Kendra Wade establishes herself as a threat, and that means that Pagran Kong has to make sure that that's her responsibility, and it leaves the net open for her pin attackers. Getzinger with a fast arm and a heavy ball.
Remember, Creighton got down 2-0 against Nebraska last week and almost pulled off the reverse sweep. You cannot take this Creighton team for granted, and Louisville does a good job to side out and maintain the 5-point advantage. Charity Looper, her dad, Curtis, the running backs coach at University of Missouri. I'm sure he's watching today. Good serve. Martin.
Again, you see a little bit of a hop by Pagran Kong for Louisville, which causes just a second seam on the block for Ava Martin to be able to establish a good offensive swing and get a point for Creighton.
Keep your eye on Martin. She only had 3 kills in the first 2 sets in Nebraska on Tuesday and ended up with 17 for the match. She came on strong late. And Louisville getting a free point there.
Good read by Vilanovic, though, to come in and slide for Creighton to get a touch on the ball. Reading the attacker well.
It's been a hot, humid weekend after the tropical system blew through here on Friday. Seen a lot of that young lady this weekend. She's done a good job wiping up all the sweat. Wait, setting Johnson, and Johnson did not get the touch. Point Louisville. Johnson was the Big East Freshman of the Week in the opening week of the season. Became the first freshman to hit 11 kills and hit 500 in their program history in their opening match. It's Johnson again.
The tendencies of a setter like Kendra Wade.
Yeah.
She sets Jaya Johnson again on that right side.
And now tries to dig that, keeps it in play. DeBeer. Oh! I think Ava Martin saw her life flash before her eyes. Wow.
Kara Cressy for Louisville holds the middle block of Kiera Reinhardt for Creighton, and it leaves a powerful arm on that left pin. Anna DeBeer, lethal.
So a timeout. Anna DeBeer again. She was the co-ACC Player of the Year last year along with Audrey Koenig of Florida State. Coming into this season, really expecting to lead her team back to the national championship. Louisville's one of those programs that coming into the year, people felt like would be in the conversation to win the title, and they're off to a fantastic start to this season. Well, while we have a break, let's remind you of our Week 2 Monday Night Football matchup featuring Kirk Cousins and Bijan Robinson. Their Falcons are squaring off against Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and the Eagles 8 Eastern 5 Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Deportes, with Peyton and Eli back again on ESPN2. So both of these teams hoping to be factors in the national championship picture. Creighton coming into the season, Jim, they said, we want to make the national semifinals. That is the goal of this Creighton team, and I love it that their aspirations are so high.
That's ultimately the goal of every elite program, especially when you have such established and experienced athletes. Right now, Creighton needs to make sure that they reset themselves because set one did not obviously go in their favor. They're getting a little bit better. I would still want to see some more production from Ava Martin, get her out of the negative in the attack percentage, and then continue to battle.
This Creighton team does a lot of visualization and mental training, positive self-talk. In fact, their coach, Kirsten Bernthal-Booth, has created an app along with others called NeuroFuel that volleyball players can use. It's volleyball specific. You should check that out. It is a fantastic resource for volleyball players to stay strong mentally. And a kill, you wanted to see Ava Martin, Jen, you saw it.
And it just has to be more consistent. That's the tempo that she needs. That's the height that she needs. It's in her attack route and the tempo that she needs to get and execute.
Martin had 17 kills, 17 digs, 3 blocks and an ace in that epic match with Nebraska on Tuesday. A battle in the state of Nebraska. Those are the 2 premier programs in that state. Cressy thought she had a kill, and Waite dug it. Oh, come on! The block by Reinhardt.
I love the energy. Reinhardt almost punches Nora Sis in the head, but the energy there, you have to find the joy in playing. And when you are rewarded with a block,
yeah,
gotta celebrate.
In the city of Muhammad Ali, that's applicable. Vilanovic using her body to get the dig, and
hello!
Well, you can see the fight in these Blue Jays. They are not going down easily.
And you absolutely call a timeout if you were Louisville, because you do not want that to light the fire on the Creighton Blue Jays.
So Louisville takes a timeout. A lot of Creighton fans making the trip down. But Kirsten Bernthal-Booth, she's a trailblazer. I mean, this is someone that has been a leader since she was a youngster. She was in the Student Senate in college. She was a state tennis champion. She and her husband, who is an attorney, created that app called NeuroFuel. And during COVID, they realized that their athletes weren't getting any sort of positive affirmation, any sort of mental training when it came to the sport. So she created an app. They would just send them a message each day for them to focus on to start the day. There's a day fuel and a night fuel. And now they've expanded it nationally, and a lot of the young club players are using it around the country, and it just keeps you in that positive frame of mind. And it's by position, too. So if you're an outside hitter, you get a message that day for your position.
What if you're a mom of 2 with tons of open tabs? I think it's a phenomenal mental opportunity. But does it help just normal, everyday folks? Or just simply athletes? I think it's a beautiful job that can spread and continue to grow.
Now, being in the Big East, they play the toughest schedule they can to boost that RPI, and they are managing it well. Again, they have won the Big East Conference title the last 10 years, but they are in the top 10 right now in the nation. Barely lost in Nebraska, upset USC. They will play Purdue and Kansas next weekend. Down a set, but still fighting here in the second.
And don't count this Creighton team out. This is what they're known for. They are not done. And they are swinging aggressively, and they're really, really high on energy. They have the momentum in this match so far.
The Blue Jays with some momentum. Over the block, Maldonado Diaz. That was kept alive by Johnson. And Martin terminates from the back row. 5 straight points for the Blue Jays.
Coach Bernthal-Booth is loving it as well. And this is what happens. You take the momentum from a team like Louisville, and this is how you execute. Creighton has continuously swung at every opportunity, and this is where the risk reward comes in at. You see Louisville tipping, taking some of the aggressiveness out of their play. And when you're trying to fight power with power, right now Creighton is just swinging and kicking on all cylinders.
Other thing we noticed this weekend, this is their 3rd match in 3 days, they play with a lot of joy, Jen. When they're on the court, they look like they're having fun. And Bilanovic trying to do a little housekeeping here. There we go. It's tough to get all the perspiration off of this court. It is humid. And a reminder, coming up after us, another top 10 battle between Texas and Stanford. Texas, the two-time defending national champions, against the program that's won more volleyball titles than any other.
I wasn't going to say it, but they might have just iced their own setter, taking the time to clean the floor. That's an unfortunate service error right there for Creighton.
Yeah, good catch, Jim. Looks like that is exactly what could have happened. Maldonado Diaz serving for Louisville. Cressy one-on-one stuff.
Kira Reinhardt has to find the sides of the ball to get around the big block of Kira Cressy. You see her just kind of hit on top of the ball, right? Trying to push it through the block, but she needs to find some angles in order to find some success.
That serve goes long, point Creighton. Louisville trying to get this set taken care of and take a 2-0 lead. And Creighton desperately trying to prevent that. Bilanovic will serve. Looper with the receive. Looper attacks. She could not have walked it over there any better.
And you see they're really IDing Looper, Creighton, for that serve receive option, taking her out of play.
Oh.
But Ellie Glock says, you didn't take her out. She passes that big ball and right down the seam of the block.
If I was a kid, I would have that as a poster in my room, that attack from Looper. She was skywalking like Michael Jordan. Cressy with another block. It is set point Louisville.
Louisville with 8 blocks on the match. In these past 2 sets, getting it done at the right time.
DeBeer pumped up a little too much with the service error. Still multiple set points for Louisville, but it'll be Creighton serving now, specifically Sydney Breisinger. Looper. Charity Looper is a human highlight reel. And it is Looper.
To the brink. They did it against Nebraska this past Tuesday.
Danny Busman-Kelly telling us she knows this Creighton team's going to keep fighting. And it's Louisville with the opening serve. That was DeBeer. Getzinger off the slide. She has probably been the most impactful player for Creighton so far this afternoon. You know, I was thinking Creighton was down 0-2 at Nebraska on Tuesday. So maybe they have Louisville right where they want them because they ended up forcing a 5th set in Lincoln.
But I think for Creighton, they have Getzinger that is running that first tempo offense, but they need to clean up the pass just a little bit better so that Kendra Waite can set up the offense to get some more production from our other athletes.
Waite setting Sis, the last 2 Big East players of the year. DeBeer. And DeBeer hit that a little long. They were looking for a touch, didn't get the call. Point Creighton, and it's a 2-0 start for the Blue Jays. Ava Martin came on strong in the final 3 sets against Nebraska on Tuesday. They'll need her to do that today if they're going to stay in this match. And Charity Looper has just been so dynamic today.
And we talk about Charity Looper, we talk about the results of what happens, results meaning kills or blocks, but that pass going to Ellie Glock was really fast, really low, and for Ellie Glock, for Louisville to be able to handle that and just put a nice, easy ball for Charity Looper, that is some elite athleticism.
Glock with the set to DeBeer. Doug. Sis went cross court, missed it wide, point Louisville. And Elena Scott, who just did that little tutorial for us at intermission, back to serve. Getzinger again. And Getzinger so terminal off that slide on the right side.
Although this pass did not come off of the arms of Bilanovic, really clean, Kendra Waite still able to find Getzinger behind on that slide for a kill.
Bilanovic serving. DeVere had to go down to the floor to receive that. Bilanovic digging that ball from Looper. Robbins reached up and made something out of nothing.
A crowd favorite, Reese Robbins for Louisville, getting up on a triple block on that back row attack from Creighton, but just having the sense of mind to put the ball back over, reset her team, but she gets the kill on that one.
Robbins, a double major, French and business. She wants to work in international business one day, maybe for an embassy or the government. Loves to learn languages. And there's Kendra Waite, again, the setter, attacking, getting her second kill of the day.
Kendra Waite IDing the ball, understanding what she can do with it. That is what it takes to be an elite setter.
And congratulations to Kendra Waite. She's just gone over 4,000 assists for her career. Maldonado Diaz blocked. She'll swing again. And Martin gives Louisville a free ball here. DeVere. Sis off hands. DeVere keeps it alive. Maldonado Diaz. Point Louisville.
Bilanovic just could not get her hands on the ball. She was resetting in the defensive position. Her feet were still moving because she was assuming where that ball was going, and she could not recover and push off to go to her left.
I know it wouldn't logistically be possible, but how fun would it be to have those glasses with the camera in them on Bilanovic? I mean, she's just been diving all over the floor for Creighton.
That's a good perspective, especially on the defensive end, because you talk about blocking, and the blockers are meant to block the ball, or they're meant to funnel it into the space of their phenomenal defense. So Bilanovic needs to be in those angles and outside the attackers and the blockers.
Johnson dug by Elena Scott. Scott again uses her body to keep it alive. And the middle attack is successful by Reinhardt.
And any other time you see this save by Elena Scott, now it goes up for a block and attack, and Creighton just being aggressive at the net. Now normally you would think that that's two contacts at the same time, but the first contact does not count because it was a block.
Side out, Maldonado Diaz. Maldonado Diaz, a star for the Mexican national team, perhaps a future Olympian for that country. She's from Guadalajara, transferred in from Arizona. Wants to play professionally here in the United States after she's finished. And a service error gives the point to Creighton. Danny Busman-Kelly has just exploded the sport of volleyball in Louisville. Crowd's not big enough for their on-campus facility anymore. They come here to the KFC Yum Center. It's a volleyball town now. It'll host the national championship in December. And Creighton, a must-win set. They've taken the 2-point lead here early.
Beautiful set by by Olivia. She is really trying to ID Anna DeBeer and Charity Looper, trying to force who's going to pass it.
DeBeer hits through the block, kept alive by Waite. Martin into the block. DeBeer, nice save. Maldonado Diaz. A fantastic defense leading to offense for Louisville.
And Maldonado Diaz, I get a sense that she wanted to wait a little bit more patiently for that ball to attack at line, but she needed to have that attack in her window for Louisville.
How cool is it to you, Jen, being a former player, to have 3 pro volleyball leagues now in the U.S.?
Oh, it just speaks to how volleyball is being elevated and more eyes are on the sport. And hopefully that comes with more understanding.
This is one of those sports where if you were an elite player, you typically had to go overseas to compete. But now volleyball is becoming so popular, they're trying to change that at the pro level. There's Getzinger again.
Love it. And you see Ava Martin was not available. She was on the floor. So Getzinger was the only option that she had to go to aside from Norris Sis in the back row.
Getzinger with 9 kills and another stellar block by the Blue Jays. The lead grows to 3.
Creighton is trying to quiet this crowd for Louisville here.
Block, quick set to Robbins. And again, that Creighton Blue Jay defense anchored by Getzinger is too tough for the Cardinals at the moment. Kirsten Bernthal Booth's Blue Jays in the lead by 4.
And it starts with the serve, making that offense predictable. Getzinger is being patient and understanding the scouting report, and she tags Reese Robbins on that tempo.
It's Jimmy John's new Mediterranean wraps, made with Sabra, hummus, and feta cheese, so you can enjoy fresh summer flavors with every bite. Hey, Cloud, psst, beat it. Much better. Now at Jimmy John's.
This fall, it's all about denim. So chic. So sleek. It's genius. Obsessed. Only at Old Navy.
We know Josh Stein.
And we know what he's done to make North Carolina safer.
He cleared the rape kit backlog.
He prosecuted murderers and drug traffickers.
And cracked down on fentanyl.
He's been a strong attorney general.
He'll make it even better, Governor.
Some people deny the power of Flamin' Hot. But why deny it? Unleash your Flamin' Hot.
An act of God? Burning fossil fuels is overheating our planet, causing unnatural disasters. Let's call this what it really is. An act of man.
Skittles Gummies. Chomp the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
A couple of huge matches coming up later this week on Tuesday. The Sunshine State battle between Florida State and Florida, 7 Eastern on ESPN. And then on ACC Network, how about this matchup? #1 Pitt will take on Penn State, one of the most accomplished programs in the history of this sport. That is Wednesday at 7 Eastern on ACC Network. So you got Florida State, Florida on Tuesday, Pitt, Penn State on Wednesday. Here, Louisville and Creighton in a top 10 battle. Texas and Stanford will follow us. See what Louisville comes up out of the timeout with.
What a dig by Elena Scott, just reading that angle perfectly, but a better job from Creighton. Again, this tempo, the fast pace that both of these teams are working towards. It's a beautiful job.
Getzinger becomes the first player in double digits with 10 kills now. Nice serve. De Beer's got to run it down and can't do it. So it's an ace for Creighton. 5 straight points for the Blue Jays. Remember this week, they were down 2-0 to Nebraska, ended up losing in 5. They're down 2-0 today to Louisville. Robbins.
You see Louisville trying to figure out any which way. That ball comes right at us. But what I'm seeing on the side of Louisville is that they are trying to figure out what is working instead of just understanding that volleyball is a game of mistakes. So you see Reese Robbins hitting on the left side. You see her hitting out of the middle. And right now, what Louisville needs to do is just play simple volleyball. Get a pass, get a nice solid set, and just get a kill to get side out.
Back to basics, huh? Nice serve by Brysinger. Joust. Martin. And Martin wins that battle with Cressy. Everything is going Creighton's way right now.
And Louisville, again, needs to make sure that they are just calm down, simple volleyball. Creighton, however, is executing and clicking on all cylinders because they're just allowing Louisville to make the mistake, and they're just playing simple, solid Creighton volleyball.
Creighton has already gotten the ranked win over USC. Losing in 5 to Nebraska is nothing that would hurt them. In fact, even if they lose to Louisville, it doesn't hurt their RPI. But a huge resume building win this would be if they could come back and win. Again, they'll play Purdue, who is undefeated, along with Kansas next weekend. Creighton wants to be one of the top 16 seeds and at least host first and second rounds in December. Well, Getzinger has been the big story, Jen.
And she has. She's got 10 kills on the match. But it is just the way that she plays with so much enthusiasm, so much joy. She is getting it done for Creighton, bringing the fire.
Getzinger, 10 kills on 16 swings, 2 errors. That translates into a 500 hitting percentage. Getzinger, again, I mentioned, won a national championship at Kentucky and has brought that mentality to Creighton. She said, I told my teammates when I played with them for about a month, we can win a national championship. We have the right intangibles to do it at Creighton.
You put those words into the atmosphere and you believe them right now. Getzinger is getting it done, but also on the side of the momentum shift. We saw it rear its ugly head a little bit at the end of the second set for Creighton, and they are just capitalizing on a lot of mistakes that Louisville is making right now.
Fans on the edge of their seats here in the KFC Yum Center. DeBeer. The block has been outstanding for Creighton here in this third set. Getzinger, again, just pouring it on.
This is a good front line for Creighton. You got Getzinger in the middle, but you also have Kendra Waite that Louisville has to worry about.
Cressy. Waite tries to take it over. DeBeer went off speed that time. Sis. Here's DeBeer again. Bilanovic with another body sacrificing dig. And Martin terminates. Martin, through 2 sets, had 3 kills. She's got 5 since.
And the longer the rally, the longer you have to be able to sustain the attack. Right there, you see Ava Martin in tempo, really doing a good job of working and getting that transition offense going.
It's a lot like the third set in the Nebraska match on Tuesday, which Creighton ended up winning. Peterson, 21 in red, in for the first time. She's about to attack. Waite. Good dig by Elena Scott. Looper. Dug by Sid. Martin blocked.
You love that Louisville has figured out that they need to fight for every single point. Maldonado Diaz playing defense in area 1 here, just laying all out, and then the block for Louisville gets it done.
That ended a 9-0 run for the Blue Jays. Martin missed on that attack, and Louisville will begin to try to come back. Peyton Peterson back to serve, the freshman from Dike, Iowa. Her mom, Bobby, was here coaching UNI this weekend. Sisters Sydney and Bailey, outstanding college players as well. Sister Jaden's on the UNI team. Looper. Waite puts up the set to Martin. Scott calls everybody off, sets Looper. Point Creighton. Anna DeBeer over on the bench watching.
Now you see Creighton, if they understand what is happening here, I would look to have Ava Martin serve it at Peyton Peterson. see what she's made of here. You see it go right into that space.
Scott took the serve receive, and then Looper with the exclamation point.
And you see Naelis Cabello handling it with one hand, pushing that ball out to Charity Looper.
Very stoic looking Danny Busboom Kelly. Wait with the set to Martin. She hit into the net. Hannah Sherman also in for the first time there, number 11 in red. So Danny Busboom Kelly bringing in some new players here in the third set. Peyton Peterson along with Hannah Sherman.
And that could be obviously a coaching decision by Coach Danny Busboom Kelly of just trying to find some new momentum, trying to find some new energy on the side of Louisville.
DeBeer out of the match right now. Maldonado Diaz went flying through the air and was rejected.
And this is a familiar Creighton team that we see. It doesn't even look like Getzinger and Sis get that touch. But this is a familiar position that we always see Creighton in. They are fighting back, and in this third set, they are winning.
Cardiac Creighton. Now, I did, just because I was bored in the hotel, did an AI search on who would win a fight between a Blue Jay and a Cardinal.
Here we go.
The Blue Jay would win.
Hey, it's
in nature.
It's the battle of the birdhouses right now.
Maybe not in volleyball, but in nature.
Right now, Creighton is taking the lead.
Yeah, they're taking the heart of Louisville at the moment. Everything is going Creighton's way. They have doubled up the score on the fourth-ranked team in the nation. Kirsten Bernthal Booth, KBB as she's affectionately known, has figured out a winning formula, at least in this set. We're looking more and more like we're going to a fourth. 21-10 Creighton. We go to 25, win by 2 in this best-of-5 set match.
And you don't have to know volleyball to understand that something is amiss right now for Louisville in this set. And what they need to do is they need to reset coming into the fourth, making sure that it always goes back to basics, and you have to rely on the skills that got you here because you are an elite athlete and you're an elite program.
Well, I'm interested to see if Anna DePere will come back in as Wade, the setter, gets the stuff block.
And then you see Coach Danny Busboom Kelly again going deeper into her bench, trying to find an answer. And sometimes the answer can just be that Creighton is on right now, and Louisville needs to reset and recalibrate.
Alana Bankston, number 18 in red, the 6'1" sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska, in for the first time. She's just behind the 10-foot line in the left back position. Now will come up to attack. Her first swing is blocked. Sis hits it right at Elena Scott. That did not go over the net. Point Creighton. So Creighton starting to feel a little deja vu as they won the third set against Nebraska on Tuesday. Ended up forcing a fifth. But it's still a long way from a final set. 6 straight points for the Blue Jays here at the end of the third. Wait. She made that look easy.
And again, a little bit of confusion there on the side of Louisville on the defensive end. That ball is going to come back hard and fast from Creighton. Creighton having all of the momentum right now.
First time I've said this today. Set point Creighton.
It definitely won't be the last. This is a tough Creighton team that has been in this territory before.
Wait, putting up the set. Sis hits into the block, and Creighton dominates the third set in the nation and basically helped carry her team into this fourth set by winning that third. And that is out. Point Creighton to start set number 4. Remember, they took Nebraska to 5 from 2 sets down on Tuesday. DeBeer back in the lineup. That is 4 contacts. Point Creighton.
And they actually call a lift on that ball. And it's very rare that you see Coach Danny Busboom-Kelly get frustrated, visibly frustrated with her team. She has to figure out a way, because in that third set, dare I say, it seemed like Louisville was a little bit panicked. They were trying and going to the deepest part of their bench to see if they can find something that was working.
That works.
But they went back to their first option and their first lineup. You've got Reese Robbins, Kara Cressy, and Charity Looper in that front row. And you've got Anna DeBeer now back to serve.
Danny Busboom-Kelly giving the starters a little time on the bench in that third set. And DeBeer responding, rips the ace.
But right now for Creighton, even with the aggressive serving of Anna DeBeer, Kendra Waite is front row. You've got Getzinger, who on the match is leading all attackers with 11 kills. So Creighton has a good front line.
There's Getzinger. And somehow found a hole in the Louisville defense. Getzinger leading the entire match in kills. That was her 12th. She's hitting .526 today. Martin serves. Looper. Wait, setting Sis. And Sis finds another opening. Nora Sis coming into this set was at 899 career digs. And they're doing a more wiping up of the perspiration.
And you see here on that previous pass between Elena Scott and Anna DeBeer, there was a small collision there. And now you see Anna DeBeer has subbed out and Peterson is back in for Louisville in the back row.
When you have that collision in the back row, Jen, whose job is it to call the other one off?
It's the job of anybody to call the ball and make sure that they're saying that I'm the one that's going to get this pass, so that it's as simple as mine or got it. And with a team like Louisville, you're wanting Elena Scott to touch every one of those balls.
An ace from Martin. Ava Martin, again, first two sets pretty quiet, came on strong in the third, and is hoping to carry it over into the fourth.
And Ava Martin is going to do her job of tagging Peterson there, and that's what you want to see from an elite libero like Elena Scott. She steps into that pass, takes it away from Peyton Peterson, because she knew, Elena Scott knew, that Ava Martin was going to tag that athlete. So getting that out of that rotation for Louisville, that's a stellar job by Elena Scott.
Charity Looper is only 5'9", touches 10-8. She flies. Getzinger. Looper. Bulanovic keeps it alive. Sis. Off speed. Robbins not fooled.
Good idea by Nora Sis, but better read by Reese Robbins. The patience that it takes. You see that Nora Sis is elevating, trying to tip that ball, take a little bit of heat off of it, but Reese Robbins for Louisville is very patient on that block.
Creighton leading by 2 here in the fourth. This set goes to 25, win by 2 as well. Final set in volleyball would go to 15, win by 2. But Creighton has to win this set in order to give us that final set. And they've taken the lead here again. Getzinger has been so impactful for the Blue Jays all day.
Louisville right now, the energy, I still feel like they're playing with their heart a little bit in their throat. They're not really relaxed. They're playing a little bit chaotic when they just need to make sure that they're settled. They understand their foundation and their skill, and they need to know who they're up against, because this Creighton team is not going away.
And Getzinger certainly understands this rivalry, having come from Kentucky. In fact, Louisville will play Kentucky next week. Another point for the Blue Jays. Bulanovic, she has been so fun to watch today. Looper terminates.
Way to step in and pass that ball. Peyton Peterson drops a dime on Ellie Block's head, opens up the net for each attacker, and Charity Looper puts it away for Louisville.
Naelise Cabello back to serve. One of the top freshmen in the ACC in the early part of the season. That ball just never came down. Point Creighton.
Now Jaya Johnson for Creighton is gonna sub in, so Creighton now has 4 attackers on the court. You've got Ava Martin in the back row, running a big, running down the seam of that block, but also just 3 attackers in the front for Creighton.
Well, remember in the match when I said Creighton just wasn't serving as well as they had earlier this weekend? That has changed. They are serving bullets right now. And the scoreboard is reflecting it. The ace by weight sends us into a timeout. Creighton up 10-5.
Welcome to the best season of the year. Football. Welcome to the comebacks, the stars, the exclusives, the comedy, and the best booth in the game.
Is that a new tie? Sure is.
Welcome to a dynasty in the making, a sibling rivalry for the ages. Welcome to the 2024 NFL season.
What are you doing?
Seriously?
These are my buttons. Only I press these buttons.
The ESPN app is a spot for all your sports. For the Saints and the Sinners. For hot takes and high stakes. For breaking news, breakaways, and broken records. For the W's and the L's. For MLB, SVP.
Welcome, this is SportsCenter.
All on your TV. If you can watch it here, you can watch it here. The ESPN app. One app, one tap. Get it up.
This time I used talk, my use they used talk. And it's in! Historic goal! I love this game, it's so hot, the one you never ever knew about. I'm on the next level now. What a strike!
It's so on.
Left footed
Well, the reminder coming up after us, Madison Skinner, who has never failed to win a national championship as a Division I volleyball player, won one at Kentucky and has won back-to-back at Texas. Texas is out in Palo Alto to take on the Stanford Cardinal, led by Cammie Minor, one of the premier setters in the nation. Future Olympians will be on display, 2 of the premier programs in the history of the sport as well. That follows us, but we may not get there for a while, Jim. This is turning into quite a battle like we thought it might.
Creighton has turned up the pressure, especially on the first line of defense. Their blocking has come alive. Right now in the match, Creighton has 9. In the first 2 sets, they had 3.
Wow. Looper, a much-needed side out for Louisville. Looper is the vocal leader of this team. She came in after Claire Chaussee was leaving. Chaussee, one of the most dynamic, outstanding players that ever wore a Louisville jersey, and Looper has done a good job trying to fill those shoes. First team All-ACC last season. Today, leading the team in kills, 11 kills. Wait, putting up the set to Johnson. Looper keeps it alive. Peterson on the attack block.
Anna DeBeer still on the bench. That's why you see Peyton Peterson on that left pin taking the offensive load.
Peterson hitting it right at Villanova. And that set up Maldonado Diaz.
And you know a Louisville and a program is elite when you go deep into your bench and you see that Peyton Patterson just sends just as heavy as a ball that Anna DeBeer would have on that left pin.
I mean, how about the dig by Elena Scott? That was incredible. Sis blocked. Sis again. Another kill for Nora Sis. Sis also was an outstanding track athlete in high school, a two-time state high jump champion. In fact, that's a common theme for Kirsten Bernthal Booth's team. She likes to recruit multi-sport athletes. That's out.
It's always a question, why change? Why take the risk of taking off the service pressure? You see right there, Nora Sis trying to go a little bit short when she should have just kept it at the pace that she was going, because right now, Creighton has all the momentum.
4 aces, 6 errors from the serve for Creighton today, and Louisville gives it right back with the service error.
That's Louisville's 7th service error on the match.
Just 4 aces to try to offset that. Lydia Hausman, again, she just started playing this week. Peterson, blocked. Getzinger and Johnson with the denial defense.
There's absolutely nowhere you can go. You see Jaya Johnson all over that ball. It's a beautiful setup by Getzinger and Johnson.
Creighton trying to force a final set. They did it against Nebraska on Tuesday. Service error gives Louisville the point. Louisville has not played a 5-setter so far this season. 4 of their 6 wins have been by a sweep. Their only loss was to Penn State. DeBeer back in the match. Wait with the set to Getzinger. DeBeer. Cressy puts it away.
And right now, Louisville just needs to sustain this momentum on their side. Not to say that they have the momentum in this match or this set right now, but they need to find and build on the consistent play and worry about their 30 feet.
Getzinger on the other side of the net before that serve, trying to fire up her teammates, not to let up. And the setter, Cabello, taking it over for the kill.
You see Louisville, and this is the beauty of the 6-2 system, because it's not to say that your setter cannot play the front row. It's just in a 6-2 offense, you have 3 attackers. But right now you see Nayelise Cabello for Louisville playing in that front row and being aggressive.
Now she's setting DeBeer, blocked by Getzinger. DeBeer again, plenty of room, blocked. Cressy, Vilanovic with a dig. What a rally.
And you see Elise Getzinger slip on the side of Creighton, so I'm glad that she got up and she's okay. The rally continues.
Johnson sends it. Scott dives in with a dig. DeBeer attacks. Timeout, Creighton. So Louisville has reeled off 4 points in a row to close the gap to 3 in this pivotal 4th set. And while we have a moment, let's take a look at Sunday Night Baseball. We have got the Dodgers and the Braves. The Dodgers leading the American League West, and the Braves fighting for a National League wildcard spot. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage will begin at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown. I don't know, Jen, you think we'll bleed over into the baseball game tonight? This could be going a while.
Who knows? Well, it's just a battle. This is what you expect from 2 top 10 teams in NCAA volleyball.
And a reminder You don't need to turn the channel when this is over because Texas and Stanford will follow us. Two of the most accomplished programs in the history of the sport. Now this is a volleyball town now, Jen. You know
Absolutely.
Because you live here.
I live here and I coach volleyball here, and it is just grown. And the elevation and this crowd and the support for this Louisville squad, but just all around the country, the support that volleyball has been receiving. It's phenomenal.
Louisville has one of the top high school programs in the country called Assumption High School. They have produced so many elite players nationally. The club system here is just absolutely record-breaking numbers. And a service error out of that timeout. You don't want to give away free points right now.
That's what I was going to say right now. Louisville needs to just continue to keep a steady head because Creighton, they have all the momentum, they have the aggressiveness, but they are playing with so much energy.
Cressy off the slide, hit it right at Breisinger. And Martin terminates.
Smart shot by Ava Martin going down line. Maldonado Diaz for Louisville could not handle that, but the patience that it took for Ava Martin to find that ball within her attack window.
And the sacrifice of Breisinger to get that up. Breisinger is back to serve now. Just a sophomore, the only lefty serving. DeBeer missed it long. And Creighton continues to impress.
And we might have a challenge.
Yeah, Danny Busboom-Kelly hasn't used a challenge today. And now saying, nope, not going to do it. She's singing a timeout.
She does, however, want a timeout, yes.
So Danny Busboom-Kelly calling the timeout. Louisville can still win this match if they can pull out this fourth set. But Creighton has a 6-point lead at the moment, trying to force a fifth. Nora Sis, Big East Player of the Year 2 years ago. She's having an impressive afternoon as well.
Well, she honestly came on in the third set for Creighton. Towards the end of the second, as we mentioned, the momentum was on the side of Creighton. But when she came alive, she was struggling in that first set. But right now on the mat, she has 10 kills, hitting at a 150, but 40 total attempts for Nora Sis, just getting the job done. She came on at the right time.
You know, it's interesting because we should start the triple-double watch for Kendra Waite, actually, because Waite right now, the setter, has 32 assists, 10 digs, so she's got the double-double. But she also has 6 kills, Jen.
On 8 attempts, and that's what I mean, the difference between a 6-2 offense, having your setters in the back row, and a 5-1 offense is what Creighton is running, is you have that opportunity for your setter to take that second ball over, to be a little bit more aggressive, to keep the defense of the opponents honest in any given moment, because she is an aggressive setter, Kendra Waite.
Kendra Waite has been the Big East Setter of the Week for the first 2 weeks of the season, but again, very rare in volleyball to get the triple-double like a lot of other sports, but she needs 4 more kills to do that. Breisinger serving. See if Louisville came up with something during that timeout. Tough to hit through Bilanovic. Wow. So many of the balls she's defended would be kills. And DeBeer missing long.
Anna DeBeer continuing the struggle for Louisville. Again, they're trying to find as many opportunities as she can. She's going to sub out here. Peyton Peterson is going to come on for her. But you have Reese Robbins on that left pin, and you've got Kara Cressy in the middle. For Louisville, I think it was the idea that they went away from the production of the middle. Kara Cressy has only 3 kills, but not a lot of attempts coming into this fourth set.
Louisville has a negative hitting percentage so far here in this set. And Creighton continues to move forward, trying to force a second straight 5-setter against a top 5 team. It did not go their way Tuesday in Nebraska, and it stung. Louisville last year eliminated Creighton from the NCAA tournament. And Peterson gets the much-needed side out for the Cardinals. Peterson, the Iowa Gatorade High School Player of the Year from a volleyball family, as I mentioned earlier in the match.
The struggles continue for Louisville, just cannot find some success. They're really starting and needing to earn their points, but it's all Creighton these past 2 sets.
Ava Martin back to serve. Martin up to 10 kills now, 7 digs. She has an ace. Looper. And Looper crushes it. 21-14.
Creighton is in a good rotation. They have Norris on that left pin, and they have Getzinger that is running that successful behind set on the slide.
Wait with the set. Getzinger does it. Getzinger gets the kill off the slide.
You see the attackers here split, just good tempo. Pagan Kong for Louisville. Just a little bit of hesitation, and that is why Getzinger got it through the seam of the block.
Creighton has been fearless since dropping the first 2 sets. Wait with the set and is pushed over. Looper went cross court, cut it too sharp. Point Blue Jays. Creighton 2 points away from a final set. Creighton with 4 all-time top 5 wins. Hoping to give themselves a chance for a 5th if they can get to the final set. Last year's match went 5. Louisville won that. Looper with the point for the Cardinals. Looper leading Louisville in the kill department today. That was her 13th.
Here's that double sub for Louisville, and you're seeing that Sherman is staying in the middle here for Louisville.
Cabello back to serve. Wait, setting Sis. Looper hit the antenna. Set point Creighton. You told me I'd say it again, Jen.
Yep. Familiar territory for a team like Creighton. They continue to fight, and this is what it is all about. 2 top 10 programs battling it out.
Creighton back in the top 10 for the first time since 2019. Hoping to get back, and they do, to a final set. Kendra Waite delivers the ace on set point, and we are going the distance in Louisville. Louisville will get to serve first in the 5th. Again, the 5th set is compressed. We go to 15, win by 2. Texas and Stanford will follow us. And DeBeer with the service error on the opening point.
Right now, Louisville gets a good pass. They need to start with the middle, establish that presence so it opens up the pin attackers.
Looper hit it right at Bilanovic. She has been an anchor for the Blue Jays. Looper again, went away from Bilanovic and gets the kill.
That's a good decision. You're exactly right. Bilanovic has been doing a phenomenal job for Creighton right now. She has 27 digs.
That's a
for
career
Creighton.
high.
Career high for Bilanovic.
Creighton playing their 4th match since Tuesday. Wait, set to Getzinger, blocked. Martin calls everybody off, setting Sis. Elena Scott with a diving dig. Looper, blocked. And it is Kong in the middle.
That's what Louisville needs. Go back to Louisville volleyball, and you see Elena Scott laying out, but it is the presence in the first tempo of the middle for Pagan Kong and Louisville.
Play underway. Sis. Blocked. Robbins gets them on their feet in the Yum Center.
Kendra Waite being in the front row, this is where you might see her get a little bit more aggressive.
Getzinger was asking for a touch.
You're definitely going to get a challenge. You get one more in that fifth set, so you're going to see Coach Burnball Booth take a challenge.
Getzinger, the national champion of Kentucky, 13 in white there, leading this huddle along with the head
Creighton
coach.
is challenging a touch on the play.
So again, they are challenging the touch. Whether there was one, it was originally called out, no touch. Tension is high here in the KFC Yum Center. So if you're Creighton right now, Jen, regardless of how this call goes, what do you need to focus on?
I think that Creighton still has the momentum. They're not rattled right now. They're still playing their style of volleyball, and I think that's just a testament to the coaching staff at Creighton. They're very relaxed. They're not doing anything special. They're not panicking. They're not going deep into their bench. They're going to rely. They're going to live and die with who is on the court right now.
So we are challenging whether there was a touch. It looks like it gets by Kong 10 in Red's hand without touching the fingers. And we'll see if the officials agree. Again, it has to be clearly an error. It was called no touch initially. We want to see if the fingers bend back there, if the spin on the ball changes dramatically. And this is a big call. There may have been a touch there.
After review, there is a touch. The call is reversed. Points Creighton.
Another successful challenge by Creighton. And that was a massive overturn. A touch was detected. And it is now 3-2 instead of 4-1.
Now, obviously, Louisville does not agree with the challenge call, but let's see how they're going to respond in this moment.
Looper. That is a pretty good response.
That is how you respond in the moment. Right now, they're playing as it is 8 against 6 right now, because now they've attached the refs to the opportunity of who's playing against them.
A reminder, the Stanford-Texas match is starting on ESPNU now, but they will join us here on ESPN as soon as this is finished. So watch the end of this and then stay for Texas-Stanford. Double contact. Explain the double contact call there, Jen.
I can't explain something that I don't agree with, so I thought
well,
that
you
that
can't.
was,
You can't attack with the double.
You can't attack. Her hands were in front of her, and I thought that that was just a nice push over. Again, don't think that that was a double contact at all. It's a good heads-up play and a good reaction.
No challenge, 5-2, make it 6-2. And Louisville has found the fire that won the first 2 sets. Timeout Creighton. As we go to 15, win by 2 in this final set. And the 4th-ranked team in the country has jumped out to a 6-2 lead.
Now, right now, if I was on the side of Creighton, I would say continue to play your best ball. Don't get rattled by the momentum. This is home court advantage. This is what this feels like. And I think right now, Creighton is in a good rotation. They've got Kendra Waite in the front row. They've got Norsis. But start to use a little bit more of those elements and not become predictable. You've got a back row attack. So try to play that game and try to get Louisville off of their momentum and off of their heels.
I mean, the other thing to keep in mind, Jen, along those same lines, this is a team that just went 5 at Nebraska, which is one of the most incredible atmospheres in all of college sports. I mentioned that they have 4 all-time top 5 wins. All of those top 5 wins came on the road. So this is not an intimidating position for this Creighton team. The matter is, can they execute, or can Louisville assert itself. Louisville had a negative hitting percentage those third and fourth sets. They've started this fifth set out with 4 kills on 6 swings and no errors. Wade puts up the set, Sis attacks and tools the block side out Blue Jays.
What a great decision by Kira Wade. Move Nora Sis away from the antenna, bringing her in, setting her at a little bit of a hang, good tempo to get that kill for Nora Sis. That's now her 11th kill on the match.
34 assists for Wade, 10 digs. That attack goes long by Maldonado Diaz. Just simply a hitting error. And Wade goes back to serve again. Remember, Wade had the ace to end the last set.
Now you'll see Charity Looper now goes from the right side of the court, and they're stacking on the left now to keep her on the left pin.
That's Looper attacking. So, good call, Jen, but go back and explain that again.
So Charity Looper,
number 4
in this offense, she was passing on that right side, but what happens is you shift all of your attackers to the left side of the court, making it available for Charity Looper to hit in her rhythm.
And Looper rips the ace. That is only the 4th ace of the season for Charity Looper, but it comes at an excellent time as they will change sides now with Louisville up 8-4.
Now you change sides. There's no sun in the building, so maybe it's a matter of perspective here for Creighton to get something going.
Plenty of sweat.
New juju. New energy on that side of the court for both teams.
So both teams making the switch. Some of the many youth volleyball players here in Louisville coming out for this Sunday matinee match. Texas and Stanford on ESPNU right now. They will follow us here on ESPN after this. It's a top 10 matchup between 4th-ranked Louisville and 9th-ranked Creighton. Hitting error by Johnson. And Louisville with a 9-4 lead. Remember, every point is magnified in the 5th set, but only goes to 15.
Jaya Johnson again making that long route, going around the court to get on the right side pin.
Wade setting Sis. Nice dig by Looper. DeBeer!
Just good tempo by Nayelis Cabello. She had Pagran Kong behind on that quick tempo, but she shoots that ball out, and it could have been a little bit higher for Anna DeBeer, but she takes care of it going through the seam of the block.
Creighton taking a timeout as Anna DeBeer's kill has given Louisville 4 straight points to take this 10-4 lead in the 5th set.
And right now in this 5th set, again, Louisville has been struggling in sets 3 and 4 with their attack percentage. You saw Coach Danny Busboom-Kelly go deep into her bench to try to rectify the situation going on. But right now in this current set, the 5th set, Louisville is hitting at a scorching 557 as a team.
Is there a tangible reason for that, Jen, or is it a mentality?
Not sure what you mean by that. But
for Louisville, who has hit so poor the last 2 sets, to suddenly flip the switch and be so much more efficient in the 5th.
Well,
what's the reason?
That's the beauty of the game, right? You try to figure out as a coaching staff, and this is just an assumption, but you try to figure out what's not working because something was working for the first 2 sets. And you see in the 2nd set alone, Louisville hit at a 4-17, and then what a hard drop-off. So you have to question as a coaching staff, what the heck happened? And then that's when you go deep into your bench to try to figure out how to fix something. But right now, Louisville has went back to what they know. They started out with their first lineup, and it's paying dividends right now, hitting at a 566, where they have Creighton hitting at a negative as a team.
Wade puts up the set for Sis. Scott setting DeBeer. DeBeer had to wait on it. Sis attacks with hands. Popped up by Looper. Maldonado Diaz attacks. Sis. Dug by Elena Scott. Kong can't put it down.
A little bit low for Kong, but she rebounds fiercely for that block. I'm just going to let everybody watch the layouts of both Charity Looper and Elena Scott, just doing a beautiful job. That time Elena Scott dropping a dime on Nayeliz Cabello's head.
PK with a big kill. 11-4 Louisville as they try to win their first 5-setter of the season. Another good dig by Scott. Looper, high flying attack. The human highlight reel.
Right now in this fifth set, it is all Louisville. Charity Looper, Elena Scott, Nayeliz Cabello doing a beautiful job just communicating with one another.
New rankings will come out tomorrow. Right now, Louisville ranked number 4 in the nation. That goes out. Creighton will not give up. Sis goes back to serve. And we're going to have a challenge on that previous call, Jen.
The original decision is ball out. Louisville is challenging a touch on the play.
So Louisville thought there was a touch.
They thought that Ava Martin could have touched that ball on the way out. There was movement in the hair, but the hair does not count as a touch on any play.
Dan Muskie there, Danny Busman-Kelly's assistant, talking to the team. Here's the play. Martin getting out of the way, or did she? Again, if it hits her hair, no problem. Just cannot touch her body.
It's a hard call if it hits you in the face. If it hits you in the face, you know it hits you in the face.
I don't see it hitting her.
And I believe that it was the hair in this situation.
I bet she was a heck of a dodgeball player. I mean, that ball's coming at her very rapidly. These attacks can be as fast as 60 miles an hour. And the call is confirmed. So it was just out.
After reviewing the play, there is no touch. The call is confirmed. Point Creighton.
Kirsten Bernthal Booth and Danny Busman-Kelly, 2 of the premier head coaches in the sport, matching wits today in this top 10 battle. Creighton, the winner of the Big East for the last 10 years. Maldonado Diaz's attacks. Good dig by Scott. Here's DeBeer behind the 10-foot line. Wait with the set to Martin. DeBeer called everybody off. Looper. What a dig by Bilanovic. DeBeer. Point Creighton.
What a rally. We have seen these rallies all night. The defense getting it done. Jaya Johnson on that right pin, shutting down Anna DeBeer.
The 5th and final set goes to 15, win by 2. Louisville up 12-6. Another challenge. We'll listen to what it is.
Louisville's challenging a net on the play.
So challenging whether there was a net violation on that play. Danny Busman-Kelly hoping one of the Creighton players touched the net here. Did not. I didn't see it, Jen. What about you?
It looks clean on both sides. Again, hair does not count as a touch on the net.
Now they can go all the way back to the beginning of the rally when they're challenging and review the entire play.
And this isn't an opportunity where you can stop the play when the violation happens to make sure that there is a review. You have to let the play play out. And there, earlier in the play, there is a net violation by Kira Reinhardt out of the middle.
After reviewing the play, the call is reversed. Creighton's in the net. Point Louisville.
Yeah.
You have got to have a keen eye to see that happening. What a challenge call by Louisville and Coach Danny Busboom-Kelly.
Carla Bunner explaining to the Creighton coaching staff just what happened in the play.
And somewhere in the rally,
she's holding a green card right now. We've seen coaches challenge the challenge. And let's see if she is going to challenge something in that last play.
And there are some things that you cannot challenge.
Okay.
Creighton is challenging a net earlier in the play.
So she is challenging the challenge. Challenging whether the net violation, there was a net violation earlier in the play. And we just said, the officials just said there was.
And as long as it is a challengeable violation, and those challengeable violations include a touch, in or out, whether there was a net violation, an attack fault, meaning you're going past either the 3-meter line or the service line, and then again a service fault.
And Kirsten Bernthal-Booth is actually challenging whether Louisville was in the net earlier in the play.
And this is what happens with long rallies. You go deep into it. And regardless if Coach Bernthal-Booth wins this challenge, her team still has a significant deficit to overcome to fight back into this 5th set.
Again, Louisville up 13-5 at the moment. We go to 15, win by 2. The winner of this set wins the match, and then we'll be sending you to Palo Alto for the Texas-Stanford match, which is right now over on ESPNU. This has become quite the rivalry between Louisville and Creighton. So is Louisville in the net earlier in the rally? Oh,
and
this is amazing.
And you could claim that Pegrang Kong was in the net on the way down. It was not her hair, it was actually her right arm. From my point of view, you see it in the lower corner on this block as she lands.
So again, Jen, you can go all the way back to the beginning of the rally, and both coaches have challenged different moments of the rally. The question is, who was in the net first?
After review, earlier in the rally, Louisville was in the net. The call is overturned again, point Creighton.
Okay, so it was a net violation on Louisville before the net violation on Creighton. So Creighton receives the point. September 15th, and we've already seen this. This is very rare in volleyball.
And these are both challengeable offenses. As it was stated, Louisville was in the net first before Creighton was in the net.
It's so rare that Danny Busboom-Kelly is asking for more explanation.
But again, with all that being done and over with, Creighton still has a deficit. I'm not saying that it's insurmountable, but it's a deep deficit that they have to overcome.
Fans on their feet here in the KFC Young Center. Kong off the slide. Joust. Won by Kong. Camden Schran in to serve. Louisville 2 points away from winning this top 10 battle. Waite settles under it. Martin attacks. It's wide. Match point Louisville. Wait with the set. And Creighton still alive. But 7 match points remain for the Cardinals.
And I was going to say, again, not insurmountable, but Creighton still has a deficit. And when you are in this situation, you want the ball to come off the hands of Kendra Wade to the arm of Norris.
Second match point for Louisville. Cressy trying to put it away. Maldonado Diaz. Cressy still alive. Martin attacks. And Martin scores for the Blue Jays. 2 match points have evaporated for Louisville. Match point number 3 for the Louisville Cardinals. DeBeer. It's over.